is not. I mean, I thought because it's donut shop coffee, I thought it'd be good. So I was like, all right, $4 a can. I mean, how can you go wrong with it? But holy shit, you make this thing, it tastes like fucking dishwater. And I mean, it's coffee and it's good, but when you might, and I'm a coffee aficionado myself, and I know coffee. I mean, you know how much I drink when I come down there, coffee. And you got to buy expensive, not expensive coffee, but you got to buy the name brand or the shit you like. You got to buy Starbucks. You got to buy. I mean, I don't know how they make it down there at that bodega, but I'm telling you right now, if I was there, I would walk all the way there from your house to get a coffee and back. I would. And then when I finished it, I would come back. I'd go back and get another one. By the time I got back, I would probably go back and get a third one. That's how good the coffee is. But this coffee, I'm telling you, Clover Valley. Who names their coffee Clover fucking Valley? I don't even understand it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 79 of the Just Two Sweet Show. 1 away from 80, Eric. 1 away from 80, which means we're only 21 away from the big number. The big one.
The big one.
Holies, the Holy Grail itself.
Yes.
The boss, you better get our tag titles ready.
Yeah. We're going to reach it.
You don't have much longer to go. We might even do 3 shows a week to get there faster.
Just to get there faster.
Because I want my tag belt. Hang on. Eric, keep going about coffee. I got to share the show.
Well, what it is, actually, we're going to be the next show on the network to reach 100. Because I believe the Put It in the Book show is the only one that's reached 100 so far. Ed's up there. Ed's probably at about 58, 59?
Somewhere. They're pretty consistent.
They're pretty consistent, I don't have a joke for that at the moment, but I will. But no, we've been doing this for a long time. We're probably, I'm going to be honest with you. This is 78 on here, I believe. I don't know how many we had on the other one because there are a lot of audio ones that we didn't.
Oh, yeah, we don't count the audio ones. Oh, do we count the audio ones? I don't know if we count the audio.
I don't think we did. I don't think we do. I think this is just. I think this is just pop culture pros. I think this is the 79 is just here. I believe we had probably 11 or 12, maybe more.
And we did miss some time too. So
we missed some time.
We definitely would have been on over 100 by now.
Oh, we would have way over 100 by now. Yeah, but like I said, like life happens, and but we're still doing it. And 78 is a big number, and especially for a weekly show. I mean, if it was a daily show, yeah, we would have hit it a long time ago. But it's a weekly show, so it's more content, more. It's a little more personal. It's.
At least you're starting to recognize this, Terzio. At least you're starting to see that we are.
Thank you. Thanks, Terzio.
I hope that's for both of us. It'd be pretty mean if it was only one of us.
It would be, especially if you just meant Tim and not me.
It would be. It'd be upsetting. I'd be upset.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset already.
So then let's get this going. Then actually, we're going to start out with some good news. Well, not good news. We're starting out with news. Before we get to our pay-per-view of the week, which by the way is Starcade 87. In case anybody wants to Google it and follow along with us when we start talking about it. I enjoyed this one a lot more than the last one we talked about. Cool. But unfortunately, we're going to have to start with some bad, sad news, especially for us 80s kids. Hacksaw Jim Duggan revealed that his cancer is back, and it might not be looking too good. He's got a big fight ahead of him, so let's just hope Hacksaw pulls through. Yeah,
I read the little thing that he put out, and he said the good news is that the doctors said there's a good chance he can get through it, but they said it's going to be rough.
This is the second or third time?
This is the third time because he had I think he had bladder cancer or something. Way back, and then he had prostate cancer, the most recent, and now I believe it's somewhere come back somewhere in that region again. But what it said is he's going to have 6 weeks of radiation, 5 days a week, I believe. Now, radiation is only, I mean, here a lot of people, I mean, it takes a toll on you, believe me. And this is only how long you're in there. You literally walk in there, and you lay on the table, or you where however they have you, and like they go out of the room and they click a thing, and it's like 30 seconds, you're done. That's like because you can't be in there much longer because it's radiation. Mm-hmm. And oh yeah, dude, it's not good. It's not good at all, and it's too bad. I mean, Hacksaw is just. I mean, what? I mean, I'm not saying everybody's not a great guy, or every wrestler isn't a great guy, but he's a great guy. Hacksaw is. He's actually a really good human being. He's not a douchebag. He's not a.
Yeah, I got to meet him at the Philly Comic-Con we went to. That time me and Jax met Flair. Okay. And he was there, and he was real nice. And his handler / wife, girlfriend, whoever she was kind of a bitch.
Okay.
I mean, I get it though, because they're there to make money. I understand that. Yeah. They're there to make money, but she was very like, like, oh, you just want a picture? It's this much. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to say hi to this dude that I've known since I was a kid. That's all. I'm not trying to. But then I ended up buying who did we buy that for? Paul Strauss.
I think so.
We got him. He signs little.
No.
Luke Tucker.
Andrew.
Oh, Andrew Backrack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got him a little 2x4 signed by Hacksaw.
That's cool.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He signs those little things, and he's really nice guy. I understand you got to make money, but he can be a little nice. You know who wasn't nice that day was?
Please tell me the $1 Million Man.
No, he was actually okay. Was it Animal? I mean, actually, it was Animal.
Yeah, I've heard he was a dick.
He was his booth was on one end, we were on the other, and he walked down to talk to the Nasty Boys, and he was like, I was like, oh, Animal, can we just grab a quick pic? And you got to go down by my booth where I got to pay, and I was like, fuck you, then shut up. I just wanted a quick pic. I don't want to go walk all the way down with you to your goddamn booth. But then the only cool thing was he had his shoulder pads there.
Oh, he did. Wow.
So he took a picture. He put the fucking shoulder pads on you.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
That's cool. That is pretty cool.
But Hacksaw on the half of the Just Too Sweet show, get better, get well. We don't need our childhood wrestlers to keep dropping off like this.
No,
it gets more depressing.
You guys got to make it at least into like advanced old age, so that when we're really old, we can now.
Huh? What? Hacksaw has cancer again. Speaking of childhood heroes, we're going to discuss this at length, I guess. Is this good? Is this bad? Ric Flair announced that he will fight one more match. He will have one more match July 31st. And it's not Sting. It is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who he will be facing in that one final match. And he said there's footage of him getting ready, wrestling him. He was taking some cool bumps. But I mean, the dude's 73. How old is he by now?
He's at least 70. Steamboat's got to be in his upper 60s too. Like that's.
I mean, Steamboat, a lot better shape.
Way better.
Better shape.
Way better.
Steamboat, I can see coming back for one more. Flair, you worried like it's going to be like the wrestler. You're going to die. You're going to die in the ring. You are going to die. So.
Doesn't he have a pacemaker?
Dude, I don't know what he's got in that last time he was in the hospital. I have no idea. But Eric, I mean, obviously we're going to watch however they're going to present it. I'm assuming it's going to be a pay-per-view or maybe
a YouTube live kind of thing.
Some kind of shit. I mean, I don't know what even to say. What are you thinking of 73-year-old Ric Flair? Again, he's not normal 73. He is almost died a few years ago, 73. Can barely walk, 73. Still probably drinks all the time, 73.
Oh, yeah. I mean, apparently he does because he's putting selfies up with his ex-wife, Wendy, again. I mean, I don't know if they're rekindling their whatever. I don't know if they're divorced yet, but no, they're separated. But no, he and Wendy are sitting there at the bar clinking drinks, and it's like, oh, okay, so you're still pounding alcohol back. That's good. That's good. Good for a 73-year-old guy to do. What do I think? I don't think this is a good idea. I mean, I understand the passion. I understand he's Ric Flair, and this is what he does. But I got to tell you, Tim, I don't think this is a good idea. I really, really don't. And I don't know if he's going to be allowed. Obviously, he's going to shop around for a place to do it where he doesn't have to have an athletic license. Mm-hmm. There's like 18 states where you have to have one. And out of those 18 states are like, nobody really goes to Idaho. Nobody really goes to like Iowa. You know what I mean? It's like you got to have it somewhere like, Illinois, New York, Florida, Pennsylvania, California. You all got to have a license for all those. I believe all those states you do. I know
now,
New York.
Do you think WWE? No way.
Mm-mm.
AEW? No way.
Nope.
NWA, because of the name, because of Flair versus Steamboat, they may want to bring this in.
Billy Corgan might want it.
That's what I'm
It'll
saying.
draw people. It'll draw people.
It's going to draw. Even like I said, even if he might die in the ring. It's like people are going to tune in to watch this match.
Oh, there's going to be a Vegas line. I guarantee there's going to be a Vegas line on Ric Flair, how he comes out of it. I guarantee there will be. Guarantee there will be.
So I am with you though. I don't think it's a good idea. I think, dude, like just even Hogan was talking about one more. It's like, dude, your lower half of your body is fake. Your knees are fake. Your hips are fake. Stop.
Half of his back is fake. It's like he's like a cyborg. Like
if you want to come in as a manager and throw a couple punches, I'm cool with that. Having a full on match with Ricky Steamboat though.
No.
Like I said, who's in good shape for his age.
Real good shape, and he still trains and runs and all this shit. So he's like an athletic old man. Like, you know, he'd probably kick. Like, if you tried to mug him, he'd probably kick your ass. Like,
most likely.
He's that good a shape.
Now, are you shocked that it's not Sting?
No, I don't think Sting would do it. I think probably it was thrown around, and I don't think Sting. I think Sting did a flat no. If it were presented to him, I'm seeing Sting do a flat no. I'm seeing Sting do a flat no. I'm seeing like Bret Hart doing a flat no. I'm seeing like
Bret Hart can't wrestle, that's for sure.
He can't wrestle, but I'm trying to think of opponents that like major opponents that Ric Flair, and Steamboat's one of them. And I thank God Steamboat's in the position that he's in. Of course, Sting, but I don't think Sting would do it. Also,
excuse me.
I don't think who else did he have major feuds with Flair? Ron Garvin, he's not gonna,
left. Like who's left?
Who's left? Harley Race is dead. Dusty's dead. Savage is dead. Hogan's alive, but they really didn't have the feud they could have.
It's either Steamboat or Sting. So I guess they had to go with Steamboat.
They had to go with Steamboat because, like you said, because Steamboat's in the only shape that because Steamboat didn't have many major surgeries. Steamboat never really partied. Steamboat wasn't reckless.
Now, how much do you think he's going to have to carry this?
Steamboat's going to have to carry the whole match. Steamboat is going to have to carry and like Frank made an interesting comment, the one previous that he made recently. Oxygen mask is going to be at ringside. I think he's right. I mean, how is there not going to be? Like, there's going to be physicians there. There's going to be paramedics there. There's going to have oxygen there. Like, and that's going to be embarrassing if like they start like having an asthma attack. I mean, all right, Tim, this isn't going to go good at all. Like, oh boy, this isn't going to go good at all.
I mean, he may surprise us. He always has.
He may,
but it's not only that. It's from an. I mean, how upsetting it was the Undertaker when he couldn't do what he wanted to do. It's upsetting.
Yeah, it is.
And now here's Flair. It's like, dude, just stop. Like, just stop.
And the Undertaker was what, 53, and he was in good shape. Yeah, he was in good shape.
He was in better shape in his last one than he was for the Roman Reigns one. He really hated.
He didn't like that at all.
So I mean,
not like that at
imagine. Again, how long? All right, let's start it now. We have until July though. We'll how long is this thing going? I mean, I'll set it at 10 as the baseline. Is higher or lower?
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes is going to go because you got to. Speaking from somebody who's wrestled, I'm gonna tell you how it feels, dude. Even 6 minutes in that ring feels like an hour. It's so weird. It's so weird because you think like you're going and you're doing it and you're working and with the ref and the crowd, and you ask the ref, you look over the ref, go how long we've been going. He'll go time. He'll go like 4 minutes. He goes, you got 3 more to go. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay. And it's like, but it feels like you've been in there for like 25, 30 minutes already, and especially to when you were new and everything, but still it never leaves you. And dude, 8 minutes is a long match, dude. Believe it or not, it's a long match. That's 8 minutes of intense, no break wrestling. And it's like, you don't get a timeout, you don't get this, you don't get that. It's like running an 8 minute. It's like running 20 miles in 8 minutes. It's like it's so hard. It's so hard. Your lungs
So
hurt.
you're looking at about 8.
I think 8 minutes. I don't think it's going to go any longer than 8 minutes. I'll be surprised if it goes 10.
I mean, I'm going to stick with 10 for now. Then we'll see what happens. But I'll stick with 10 just for now.
I won't be surprised.
I mean, look, we're going to get a lot of chopping. We're going to get a lot of him begging, no, please, doing that whole thing. Yep. I mean, is he going to do all his famous moves, the flip over the turnbuckle, the jump off the top rope, get caught body slam? Yeah. Is he going to do the face? Well, the face plant probably not that hard to do for him, but all that shit. I mean,
I think he'll do the face plant. I think he'll do that. I honestly think he's going to try the top rope gimmick, the thing where Steve. I think he's going to try. I honestly
grab him and chuck him off.
I can see him trying that.
Well, let's hope we don't watch the guy die live on.
No, No, they should delay it too. They should have like a 5-minute delay. Carolyn isn't Ric Flair 100. Yeah, I think
73.
He's like 73.
His body might be 109.
Yeah, and his liver might be 109, but
Sergio Flair's always hard up for money because he lives that lifestyle.
Yeah,
that's not a gimmick for him.
How you and I spend like $20 in a day, he probably spends like 2,000 or more.
Which is why he can't keep a wife. No, because she's probably like, well, let's buy groceries, and he's like, no, let's fly to Cancun and drink for fucking 48 hours.
Yeah, yeah. So, his idea of an outing is spending, $2,000 on plane tickets round trip to go down and whatever.
Cousin Brian, what's up, Brian? What's going on?
Brian T. Tabala.
That's right. We're everywhere. Tabalas are everywhere.
They are.
We don't stop.
They're coming out of the woodwork.
Well, let's just hope we don't watch a legend die in the middle of a ring come July 31st. Once we get the details, we will of course pass them on to you as far as where, when, how, who's producing this piece of shit. I have a feeling it's going to be NWA. I think Billy Corgan's going to jump on it.
I never thought of that.
You got the NWA. You got the two. Were they WCW yet in '89? No, right? No. They were NWA. They had the three of the best matches of all time in '89. These two.
Yep.
Under the NWA banner. So, all right, let's move on to. I was going to say women being women, but I'm not going to be a jerk because this is kind of like a big thing. Last week, well, not last week, yeah, Monday on Raw, which was yesterday. It was touted as they were going to have a big women's match and who's going to win the titles and who's going to do this. Our tag team champions, Naomi and Sasha Banks, decided they didn't like what was going on. They walked into the office of John Laurinaitis, dropped the belts on the desk, and left. Walked out completely. Wow. I mean, part balls, part like really. Hi, Jana Buck. I mean, I don't know. This is another one of those wacky things, and I have the official statement from WWE, which I will read quickly.
Yes, let's hear it.
When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event on tonight's Raw. So they got the main event slot. During the broadcast, they walked into, I just said, John Linus, suitcases in hand, put the titles on the desk, and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions. They're the tag team champions, and they're in the main event.
What more do you want?
All right. And even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, oh my God, it's fake. Just kidding. They claimed that they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, which turns out to be Nikki ASH and Doudrop, who I call Poo Drop because I think she's horrible. Anyway, even though they'd had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequences. Monday Night Raw is a scripted TV show. Characters expected to perform. We regret we were an advertised match.
Well, if I were Vince, I'd fire them both.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I have no problem with either one of them, I would too.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to be a 6-woman match. It was going to be Bianca Belair, with, like I said, with Doudrop and Nikki versus Becky Lynch, Banks, and Naomi. And supposedly Sasha Banks is supposed to get the win, get the pin, get the victory, get all that good stuff, and they just weren't happy about it. All right,
this isn't a work, right?
no, this is the real deal. Unfortunately, this is the real deal because they screwed up a major. I mean, don't forget when Vince says an advertisement says we're having this match tonight, this is our main event, and then it doesn't happen, especially because two of them walked out for apparently no reason. This is going to be some major shitstorm coming.
Yeah. Well, that's what's suspect about it because they just walked out for, I don't know.
And the funny part is you got the wrestlers standing behind them saying, yeah, go get yours. Yeah, stand up for what you believe. But none of those wrestlers work for WWE.
Of course they don't.
They're all AEW and NWA and Ring of Honor, which I think is hysterical.
Yeah, so if you got really big balls, you know, if you were working for Vince, you would, no way you would even utter a word. No way.
And don't forget, Naomi is the wife of the Uso, who's always getting drunk driving, and get arrested for DWIs and all that stuff. Oh. And Vince has shown him infinite patience.
Yes.
So who do you think you are? I mean, you think you're going to get away with that shit?
No.
No.
Nope. Not happening.
So let me ask you then, Eric, as we've seen Vince being, turn into grumpy Vince, and as we've seen stuff going on, do you predict firing completely, letting go, or Triple H style punishment where they lose the titles, they get pushed to the bottom of the card, they got to take a nothing but shit for the next year? Which one do you think is going to happen? Which one's more likely to happen?
I think the way that the releases and everything are going lately, I think he's just going to fire him.
Think so?
I think so. Because let's be honest, like, they're not that great. Sasha's over because she's flamboyant and because these new fat wrestling fans don't know any fucking better. But no, no, like she's not the caliber of wrestler of anybody that could get away with that. There's only about a handful of people that could get away with that. That's Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Stone Cold didn't even hardly get it. He got fined when he walked out. And no, you know what? Their stock is not that high. Either one of them aren't that good a worker. You brought up a good point with Naomi being the wife of Uso, who's been in continuous trouble and been given a million chances. I don't see this ending well. At least he's going to make an example of one of them. I think,
and to be honest with you, as much as Sasha's more over, she's been more of a problem the last couple of years. Yep. I think she definitely goes.
I think so too. I say fucking good riddance, get rid of her. Fucking who needs her? Like, I don't think she's that great. I don't really think she's that great at all.
At this point too, I mean the only one who actually in WWE who stood up for her was Bayley. And Bayley, you're trying to come back. You better watch what you have to fucking say.
Yeah, you should have thrown her under the bus. If I were her, I would have. I would have been like, oh, you don't do that to blah blah blah. You know, no. So yeah, that's how I feel. I say I think and I say both that fucking axe her, get rid of her.
And also they say in that they made a statement later on saying they did not mention anybody by name as being dangerous or not wanting to work with them. But you were in the main event with three of these girls. One of them is Becky Lynch. You're obviously talking about one of the other two or both of the other two. So it's like you're not talking about Becky Lynch that way.
No.
So I mean, it's kind of obvious who the hell you're talking about. But
and not only,
usually I stick up for the wrestler in something like this, but the way they did it to screw up an entire, you got to remember this is a business first.
Yeah, it's a wrestling business.
This was advertised on TV, everywhere else as the main event. Main event too, not even like the opening match. The main event, and you're gonna walk out. This
is the one that everybody stays for. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so now that's going to affect attendance. Everybody is probably, if it were a real big main event, like half the people probably would have walked out. I'm sure nobody really walked out because of that. I'm sure they stayed. But like if Taker and Kane or Taker and Austin were advertised and they had to at the last minute scrap it because something happened, there'd be some pissed off people, like especially Austin fans, because they're die hard. Like,
look, I was, how old was I? My first wrestling match was at the Ridgewood Grove Arena, literally not too far from here in the middle of a neighborhood. Okay. Now it's gone. Now it's a fucking CVS or something. I don't know what it is. We went there as advertised. Superfly Jimmy Snuka in the main event. Bob Backlund was there. A bunch of other, it was a house show, but like back in the day, they were shitty.
Yeah.
When we get there, Jimmy Snuka did not appear. As a child, back in the 80s, I was fucking angry.
Yeah.
Heartbroken and upset. They put the Tonga Kid in there instead. Like, you just take out one island guy for another, and none of us are going to fucking notice.
Yeah.
So imagine how pissed off we were at that age. A bunch of assholes in a Brooklyn garage compared to these millions of people who are watching this, So, I don't know. I'm with you, though.
I agree. And Example time. Get rid of her. Get rid of them. Get rid of them both. Fuck them. And like I said, the way that the releases and firings have been going, like, why do you think that you're safe? Like, you can't fucking do that. Like, and if they don't do something like extreme, that's bullshit, because like all the people they releasing all these people that had more worth and potential than these two have, like, no. Men and women both. I'm not just saying women. I'm men and women both. Like,
it's true. Absolutely, I agree with you.
It's fucked up, man. So I fucking hope Vince just has a hemorrhoid and fucking fires him.
A hemorrhoid?
Yeah. He's like 75. He's got to have hemorrhoids. Like,
who knows what that dude has? Now, McMahon versus Flair would have been interesting. So those two old crusty bastards go at it for 10 minutes would be nice.
Ooh, it would.
Vince is probably in the same. He's in better shape than Flair too.
He's in better shape than Flair. He's
in better shape than me. What am I going to say?
In better shape than I am.
Now that dude, I'd like to see one more time. I mean, he's still taking. Well, that stunner he took was horrible at WrestleMania, but
yeah, you can tell he's getting stiff because like those joints aren't as greased as they were, 15 years ago. He's getting arthritic.
Yeah, he definitely is.
He is.
All right, we're gonna move on to our pay-per-view of the week. And like I said, lately we're having a good time going back and watching the old NWA pay-per-views because I don't remember most of them. I never watched most of them. And I'm always interested to see the difference, obviously, in the styles and the showings of and of course, of the professional wrestling itself. Let me pop that bitch up there. So this was Starcade 1987 from Chicago.
Oh, Chi-Town Heat.
Chicago. And I do have some notes. Right, where are my notes? I got to make sure I have my notes.
They billed Lex Luger from Chicago.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did. Mike Domino. What's up, Mike?
Oh, Mikey, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So Starcade 87, it was from the Chicago. Jim Ross, our good friend Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone with the horrible mustache were doing the following that year. The main event was pitted as Ric Flair versus Ronnie Garvin for the title. Now, Eric, before we even get into this thing, because I'm going to talk some major stuff about the UWF.
Oh, the original UWF.
And I had to do some research because I'm like, why are these UWF titles showing up? And I don't know if you remember. You want me to give you a refresher, or do you remember what the UWF was?
I remember what it was. It was Universal Wrestling Federation that Bill Watts formed out of the dissolution of Mid-South. Mm-hmm. And Big Bubba Rogers was a champion. One Man Gang was a champion. Dr. Death, I think, was the last champion. Dr. Death or Ted DiBiase, one of the two. But yeah, and there were tag titles. There were a lot of guys from the UWF came to the NWF. Sting, Big Bubba, Dr. Death.
Yeah, because you see the NW. I was wondering why we're having UWF titles defended on an NWA pay-per-view. That I had to do the research. Bill Watts sold it to Crockett.
Yep.
Crockett bought it, and what they were doing was basically unifying. UWF had a TV title. We have a TV title. we're gonna merge them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering why the hell we're getting all this UWF shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to Google. I had to do my Google.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when it was going on.
So I know you would. I know you'd remember.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump right in. Head first.
Head first.
And I said, this is one of those weird things, like I said, because I was surprised Sting was in the opening match, but now knowing that he came from UWF, where he probably wasn't well known yet in NWA, it makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Was he still with Eddie Gilbert or no?
Yeah, because the opening match was Eddie Gilbert. By the way, where's Eddie Gilbert from?
Eddie Gilbert is from
no, not kayfabe. Where is he from in wrestling? Where is he from?
Oh, Tennessee, right?
No. I mean kayfabe style. Where is he from?
Oh,
where does he say he's from?
Oh shit!
Because I was cracking up when I heard it. I said, how can I not remember some of these?
I can't remember. Go ahead.
Now, do you remember where Sting was from? Because they kind of went against each other.
Venice Beach, California.
No. See,
no?
When Sting first came, he was from Every Man's Nightmare.
Sting
that's where he was from. And Eddie Gilbert was from Every Girl's Dream.
Every Girl's Dream. That's where it was.
I started cracking up when I heard it. I was like, yo, that's pretty phenomenal to have that.
That's fucking great. That's fucking great.
So, yeah, so we had Eddie Gilbert, Larry Zbyszko, and Rick Steiner.
Rick was from UWF too.
No Scott. Where was Scott at this time?
Scott wasn't wrestling yet. Scott was getting out of college and training with Dick the Bruiser.
Oh,
in that area, the Detroit.
Yeah, and he didn't have the headset. He was very heel.
Rick Steiner, yeah, he wasn't like the dumb dog faced gremlin yet.
So they faced off against, of course, Jimmy Garvin, Michael Hayes, and Sting with Precious in their corner. Oh, and they had Baby Doll.
And Baby Doll.
Do you remember this one at all?
A little bit. Sting was a little awkward. You could tell he was still green. I thought Michael Hayes and Zbyszko carried the match most. If I remember correctly, the Faces won.
Here's my problem. Nobody won.
Nobody won this one. Time limit draw? Okay.
Time limit draw.
Okay. That makes sense.
And the weirdest thing was they announced it like the last 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And I'm like,
oh, they did the NWA thing? They did it. Awesome. That was the Crockett thing.
15 seconds. I was like, what the hell are they talking? Yep. Where is this coming from?
Yep, that's a big Crockett thing.
It wasn't a bad match, but you said it was a little. I think you could tell the new guys were a little.
Yeah.
A little nervous, a little stiff, little.
Steiner was awkward. So was Sting. Zbyszko, of course, was solid. And so was Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes playing against tight because Michael Hayes is just coming off a Freebird feud with the Von Erichs because this is 87. This is from 84 to 83 to 86. He was in world class feuding with the Von Erichs. So he's hot up. Of course, back then in territories, you could go to one territory, be a heel, go to the next one, be a face.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Garvin was another Freebird. So.
And let me ask you something too, because you'll know they used to use real music back in the day, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you watch it on Peacock, on the WWE network, they replaced everything with generic, fucking horrible rock and roll music. Every guy was the same. I was like, wait a minute. First of all, the Freebirds aren't coming out to this shit.
No, they came out to Bad Street.
Yeah, and I was
Garvin and Hayes did.
Yeah, and other guys, I was like, this is horrible. Road Warriors, what did they come out to? Sabbath?
Iron Man, yeah.
Generic fucking guitar rock. I was like, this. I mean, I understand you can't get the license. You know, if you play it, you're gonna have to pay every time someone plays it. They're gonna have to pay somebody. Yeah. Ozzy gets another fucking $3 every time you play it. So they didn't want to do it. So the generic music was actually a little like. Every time someone came in the ring, I was like, oh my god, this sucks.
Well, you know, the WWE can't even play like Jim Johnston music anymore, or like Rick Derringer produced. Like, do you know the Gimmick Battle Royal?
Yeah.
If you watch that now on the network, half of the music is different. Even from when they first did it, it was different. Like Hillbilly Jim doesn't come out to "Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy." It's fucked.
It is. It's horrible. When the WrestleMania. Remember when the DVD set first came out? Everybody went nuts because holy shit, every WrestleMania. So actually, it was Raul. Raul bought it.
Okay.
He lent it to me. I made a copy of it, of all the discs. I watched them. I'm like, what the fuck's Demolition didn't have Their music.
Nope.
Throw the fucking disc out. So I'm done.
Yeah, no, I can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't listen to that.
I can't do it either. No, I want legit real shit. And that's why even with these old NWA ones, because I watch Saturday Night once in a while on the network. The 605 one that you used to have.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they still have it now. This is a while, but about a year ago or more. But I used to watch it, and I'd be listening because I'd be like, oh, cool, man. Like Luger's music was really cool, and like Sting's was really, because Sting had a couple of cool little ones. They're all different. There's nothing, like you said, it's stupid. Like, and
even
some of it,
WrestleMania 1, there's no Eye of the Tiger. It's fucking, they dubbed Real American in there.
Yep, they dubbed Real American in there, and then because a lot of them didn't have music anyway. Only JYD, Hogan, Barry Windham, and Rotundo had music. I think Born in the USA. Of course, you couldn't use that.
Oh yeah, bad news. And
then
remember they had Real American, and then Hogan stole it from them.
Hogan stole it from them.
Yep,
because Windham left.
Yep. All right, so the next match, then him talking about Dr. Death, Steve Williams defeated Barry Windham. Now, this is for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. This wasn't any, unification of any kind. So, Dr. Death is the UWF Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
I have no trivia for it because this is in my notes. Wait, where the hell did I put it? Oh, what was the other title? What was Wyndham's? What was his title? He had a title.
The Western States Heritage Championship.
Yes, that's why you're the fucking champion, man. When they said that, I had to rewind it like 3 times. I'm like, the Western States Heritage Champ. What the fuck is that? That
was I think Crockett bought the Central States territory too, that Harley Race had, and Leroy McGurk had it, and I think that was one from that era too, because Crockett. Listen, McMahon wasn't the only one that was dissolving territories. Crockett was doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
And Vern Gagne was trying to do it. Mm-hmm. So, like, when everybody says McMahon is evil and does all this shit, it's like, do your fucking homework. Like, even the wrestlers that do it, they're so dumb. It's like, if you're fuck Meltzer. Fuck him.
Yeah, they would bitch about it, but they would get on board with it right away when those checks started rolling in.
Yeah, as soon as Mr. McMahon said, "Oh, how you doing, pal? You want a job?" They're like, "Oh, sure, Mr. McMahon, sir."
Guaranteed money in New York, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So the Western States Heritage, I was dying laughing.
Isn't that great?
Like the next one's gonna be like the Southeastern, Southern Pacific, underwater fucking skydiving title. I was like, what's gonna be next? What the fuck are they gonna come out with next?
It would be like the New England lobster fisherman championship. You know what I mean? It's like,
now this match.
How about a cool little extra trivia for this?
Go for it.
Wyndham had a feud with Larry Zbyszko over the Western States Heritage title after this.
Really?
Yes, they feuded voraciously over it.
They still didn't dissolve it after that?
Nope. They dissolved it after, I think, Zbyszko won it and then Wyndham won it back. Something like that. But anyway, continue. I want to hear your notes.
Oh, well, no. Steve Williams was right. It was a decent match. This was the one match that didn't get the... Chicago was a good crowd. It was a good crowd. A lot of good pops. I'm sure we know who got the biggest pop. We're gonna. That's obvious because with the town they were in. This one was really dead, and this one ended. I mean, we were talking about my endings last week about the other one. This one ended where Wyndham jumped into the ring, and then Williams just hit him with a small package, rolled him up, picked the title. The crowd seemed pissed at that ending, and the announcers made something along like, "Yeah, well, it was a. I don't think we kind of cover for it." They're like, yeah, the ending, and Williams was like, "Dude, I fucking did what I had to do. I won. That's it. Let's move on. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
So, but it was a decent match. It wasn't bad.
No, they're two pretty good wrestlers there.
And here we go now. Here we go. This is one that I wanted to definitely talk to you about. The Skywalker match.
I forgot about this.
Did it just jog your memory?
It just jogged my memory. Oh boy.
So who was in it then?
You're talking the Midnight Express and the Legion of Doom.
No,
not the Legion of Doom. Not this one. Not this one. This wasn't the one. It was a Midnight Express versus the Rock and Roll, right?
Yep, the Rock and Roll Express. The two expresses.
in the scaffold match.
There's a fucking scaffolding over the ring, which,
Dude,
by the way, sucked because it pushed the crowd 15 rows, 20 rows back from the ring. It looked really awkward. It looked hard. I was like, if Vince did that today, people would have a fucking riot, asking for their money back. They were so far away from the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because of that stupid scaffolding.
It wasn't over the ring. It was on the side.
Oh, it was over the ring.
It was over the ring.
Yeah, because all you had to do was fall, and you lost.
Yeah, and you lost.
So now again, watching the Hardys and then Christian, you're like, oh, I'm thinking today this is gonna be pretty good. I didn't know they had these matches back then.
Oh yeah.
So the scaffolding was wide enough where you could fit the two guys on there, but there was not one wrestling move.
No.
You can't do a single wrestling move because it's not wide. There's nothing you can do up there. It was punch, kick, maybe an eye gouge, pull the hair, punch,
kick out, headlock, or a fucking.
I'm going, how are these people enjoying this match as much as they are? It was horrible. I mean, it was funny. It was enjoyable because it was bad. And then Jim Cornette throws the tennis racket, and they just beat each other in the face with his racket for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
How long was the match? 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
And this wasn't the one Cornette fell off, or it was?
No.
Okay.
No.
I might have given some.
He had Big Bubba Rogers go up there after him because Big Bubba Rogers in his corner was his bodyguard.
Yeah.
So, but I was just like, how are you doing this? How are you taking, the world's favorite fucking express teams, four of the ugliest men in the world? I'm going to say it every time, too, just for Stephanie.
Vicious. Vicious.
But
Ricky Morton.
But when the Rock and Roll Express won, the crowd went fucking absolutely insane.
Yeah, because they were so, dude. You still, I love it because it's fresh to you. It's like you get to see it for the first time how over they were, and it's crazy how over
they were over because it was such a horrible match, and they still got cheered like crazy.
Still got cheered like crazy because they're the babyface Rock and Roll Express, and they had mullets and bandanas, and that's what wrestling fans were all about.
But I had no idea they had a match like this even. I was like, ooh, I'm kind of excited.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, when they get up there, it's punch, kick, slap, punch, kick. I'm like, oh, this is bad. And I guess that's why it was only 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
And they had to start up there. It wasn't like they start in the ring.
No, they had to start up. They had to go up. They
started up top. So the whole 10 minutes, punch, kick, punch. I was like, this is goddamn horrible.
Yeah, it's awful. Awful gimmick match. And that's not the only one. Like I said, I gave away that they wrestle another tag team, and Jim Cornette actually falls off the scaffolding.
Really? What were you doing? What event that was?
I think it was Chi-Town Heat. Might have been Starcade 88.
This is Chi-Town Heat.
This is?
Yeah.
So this might have been 88 because they wrestled the Road Warriors.
Too Sweet show.
Yes, the Just Too Sweet show. She said it.
Aw.
The next match I think was the best match, and the fact that I'm saying this is a Terry Taylor match is shocking to me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Terry. He was a UWF guy too.
Yep, Nikita Koloff had the NWA TV championship, and Terry Taylor had the UWF TV. This was for unification for both titles.
Whoever won is the undisputed.
This was a 20-minute match. Nikita Koloff got the win, and let me tell you something. That crowd went fucking ape shit when Nikita Koloff won. I was like, is that Hulk Hogan? Like, what the hell just happened? But it was a good match. It was like a good wrestling match. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I like to pick on people, pick on the old school, but this was a good, entertaining, kept your attention, no bullshit match.
Oh, yeah. And listen, man, NWA had their own niche, whatever you want to call it. They had their own product and their own fans that went as crazy as the WWF fans did. It's like there were two different worlds, and it was so great because you could live in the fantasy of like, do they know about each other? Do they know? You know what I mean? They never talk about one another. It was just kayfabe was such a great thing. It was such a wonderful thing.
Let's pause for this station identification.
Okay.
Hey, Alec.
Well, hello, honey. How are you?
I'm good.
You are? That's good. What's new?
Say,
what you doing?
Sweet.
The Just Too Sweet show.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Sweet show.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
honey.
you. And that was a word. That was a word from Gina.
That was a word from our spokeswoman of Queens. I was going to say Brooklyn.
She likes coming on here all the time. So,
She
but yeah,
does.
like we said, that was a great match. 20 minutes long. That match was, and it was entertaining, start to finish.
Yeah, and believe it or not, Terry Taylor's a decent worker.
He is. He's one of those guys that annoyed because he was the Red Rooster.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the only place a lot of people saw him. But I actually saw him way before that. Yeah. I saw him here. You know what I mean? And he was always a cocky bastard, always a son of a bitch, and it went over. But Nikita was so fucking over. It was not even funny when he turned.
I was shocked he was that over.
Dude, sometime do yourself a favor and watch the cage match that it was supposed to be Magnum TA and Dusty versus the Horsemen, and nobody knew that Magnum was in a. No, they did. They knew Magnum was in a car accident and he couldn't wrestle anymore. Dusty needed to find an opponent or a partner in literally days, so they reconfigured the whole thing, and fucking Nikita came out and he got in the ring with. I don't want to give it away. We got to do. That's a whole nother show. That's a whole other show.
No, let it go. Whole other show. All right, we'll move on to the next one. We got the Horsemen. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard as tag team champions to taking on the Road Warriors, and the Road Warriors are getting the biggest pop in that building.
Oh my god!
It was pretty insane. That's a pretty insane pop. That's Stone Cold level popping going on in that little bit. And by the way, which one thing I noticed about this, not that I'm saying the kids ruined anything, but there was not one kid in that arena. It was all adults, like women, a lot of women, men and women, no kids. Yeah. It was like
old people too, like old people. Yeah.
I was like, look, there's no kids, and everyone's having a good time and screaming and yelling. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. This match was this was a typical Blanchard and Anderson did their thing. They are technical. They are fucking awesome at what they do. Legion of Doom do what they do. They beat the shit out of you.
Beat the fuck out of you.
Nothing special. The only thing I didn't like was they give the Doomsday advice, and he didn't flip. I know Blanchard didn't want to flip, I guess. He just kind of fell back. I know it's one of those little things that annoys me, but it annoyed me. Because I like when they flip the guy over. It makes it look better. Blanchard just decided to go flat back.
Yep.
Just lay there.
What you shouldn't do. You should just let it go. You should let yourself go. Because
Earl Hebner, by the way, all over this pay-per-view.
Yeah, Earl. Yep.
I had no idea Earl was there before. Again, I'm ignorant when it comes to that kind of stuff. But here's the weird thing. I don't know if you remember this. Road Warriors get the win. The referee got knocked out. Earl came down to make the count, like a second referee. The original referee gets up and says no, because Animal threw Blanchard over the top rope, and that's a disqualification.
That's an automatic PQ.
Why?
You didn't know that?
No.
All through Southern wrestling, that was a rule. You couldn't throw anybody over the top rope. That's why they always waited till the ref turned their back, and you throw them over the top rope.
I'm fucking 46, and this is the first I've heard of this.
Are you serious?
Dude, I've been watching wrestling since fucking 5 years old or whatever it was, and I've never heard of that rule before.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there going, what the fuck does this mean? What does this mean? You can't throw a guy over the top rope.
Nope.
Wow.
And that was common knowledge. I thought everybody knew that. Like with Southern wrestling, with NWA and Mid-South and Continental and all that. I thought that everybody knew that.
I had no goddamn clue. So I'm like, what? And then the Road Warriors walked out with the belts anyway, which I thought was hysterical.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first I ever heard of that. I'm sitting there watching, going, "What the hell does this mean? Like, what does that mean?" So it kind of threw me for a loop.
Listen,
but that's good to know now.
How jacked were the Road Warriors in that?
Dude, they were
like
legit,
mega jacked. Like,
and I don't think that was even their peak.
No,
I think the mid early '80s was their fucking. They were huge.
84, 85 was like when they were like the scariest, but they were scary here, dude. They were. Like,
really, they were. I apologize. I have like a tickle. I can't get rid of it in my throat. But next match, baby, we got the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, taking on Lex Luger with J.J. Dillon in the steel cage for the United States heavyweight title, baby. I enjoyed this one too. I did. And then for me to enjoy a Luger match, toe cramp. For me to enjoy a Luger match, it's got to be pretty cool. And a Dusty Rhodes match too. This was 16 minutes long too.
16 minutes.
16 minutes, Dusty.
He took Luger 16 minutes. Wow, I forgot about that.
For the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship, I loved it.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing he let him around by his nose because Luger's probably lost after 6 minutes. Going, all right.
And you know too, I said I give Dusty a lot of shit, but I mean, we've said it before 1,000 times. In WWF, it was horrible. It really was.
And I think he only went there just because he didn't want to be.
He wanted to say he did, at least, probably, like everyone else does.
Not only that, like Jim Herd, when he took over NWA WCW when Turner bought it and he turned it into WCW, eventually it was turning into that. Jim Herd just he was just ruining the whole thing. He wanted to do like what McMahon was doing times 10. And like we should do a show like you should do a lot of homework, and we should do a show on the Jim Herd era of WCW. It's phenomenal. It's so bad, it's phenomenal. It's so bad.
I'm enjoying watching these. So
you're gonna get into it, dude. You're really gonna get into it. Like this pay-per-view is gonna like start it off for you. Believe me, it's gonna.
And I like the ending because Dusty hit Dylan threw a chair in to help Luger, but Dusty got it, laid it down. He TDT'd Luger on the chair, got the win. That was nice. And then finally got our main event. Ric Flair against world champion. Who did Ronnie Garvin beat to get the title, by the way? Did he defeat Flair?
Defeated Flair.
Okay. Nothing. Look. If you've seen one Ric Flair match, you've seen them all. But I will say one thing about Ronnie Garvin. He was. I don't want to say stiff.
No, he was.
But he was good.
Snug.
Yeah, he was very. You knew. I bet you knew you were in the ring with that dude. Every morning. When you woke up after a night of fighting that guy, you fucking knew who you were in there with.
I was told by different workers that some of the toughest guys to fight, to wrestle, were Greg Valentine.
He seems like it.
Ronnie Garvin, any Samoan.
Of course.
And then as far as like just getting beat up, the Warrior or the Road Warriors or guys like that. But as far as like just tough guys, like Ronnie Garvin is like up there. Like, dude, he beat. Did you ever see the Garvin stomp? Did he do it?
No, his finisher was a punch.
The fist where he and hit him. Yeah. Man with the hands of stone. Ronnie Garvin.
That's what they were called.
That's what he was called, dude. Oh, you're missing so much. Tim, you have got to start watching NWA.
I'm trying.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You are gonna love it.
But Flair beat him for the title, of course.
Yeah,
I was laughing because he is now 5-time champion. I was like, ooh, these people don't even know what they're in for.
Yeah, they had no idea what's coming because then they got
only 5 times back then.
They do the Steamboat, then they do the Sting, and then they do the. Oh yeah, Flair was like, yeah.
And then he leaves, comes back, and it was good.
You're a 2-time WWF champion. Give me a break. He was there a year and a half or 2 years. No, 2 years.
2 years.
And he won the fucking title twice. I mean, come on, he's Ric Flair.
So I mean, that was the end of this one, and this one I enjoyed a lot more than the other one. It was a lot more entertaining, a lot more fun.
Secret
and good matches.
Secret. The reason you did not enjoy the Capital Combat, is that the one?
I don't know whatever one we did last. I remember.
I forget which one we did last. I think it was Capital Combat.
I didn't like the fucking the finishing. No. That's why I didn't like it.
It was Jim Herd. That's the Jim Herd era. He came in '89, and he was there till like '92, and then Bill Watts.
I'm trying to go backwards. I'm going to keep going backwards.
Keep going backwards to like 84, 85. I would start at 85, honestly, because that's when it really started picking up momentum.
Well, you got to pick one. You pick one for me.
Let me think about it. I'll get you one by the time before we sign off, or
by next week. No, by next week. Next
week, okay.
You let me know. I mean, maybe I'll even post it so everybody can join in the fun.
They should. They really should, because these are fun. These are fun events.
Very much so. All right, that was a good show.
That was a great show.
Quick to the point.
Great pay-per-view you picked, by the way.
It was. I saw it. I was like, oh, Flair versus Carver. I was like, the Road Warriors were there. I was like, I got to try this one. I was like, those are the guys I want to see the most, like the Warrior ones, and All those good ones from back in the day.
Dude, even even the build up, like what we should do, what we should have you do, and I'll do it too, is before the pay-per-view or the event, because some of them were just like Clash of Champions where you could watch it, but dude, the build up, like Cornette before some of these events, dude,
I can imagine.
He just went off on a tirade. You almost get sick of hearing him talk, but you can't stop listening because you're like, what the fuck's he gonna say next? God damn, you son, listen, you know the puns he has, and it's borderline back then too, or today it would be borderline.
Today it'd be borderline. Back then it was just whatever.
Oh, back then it was just whatever. All of them. I mean, they'd make references to gay people. They'd make reference to other races. They'd make references to like sodomy, and it's like fucking holy shit. It's like, how the fuck did they get? Well, A, they're in the South, number one. Two, it was the 80s, so you could pretty much get away with anything. And three, it was over the top. So like you could do that. Nowadays, like if you tried saying anything like any of them did, dude, it's not happening. You're canceled. Like you're fucking done. Like
it's done. True. You know what? Before we go though, I know I posted it on the Just Too Sweet page, which everybody should be following. Did you see MJF destroy the person's artwork?
No, I started watching that, and I think I got called up front, and it pissed me off because I was getting into it. I gotta finish that.
I'll tell you right now. This is why he's the absolute best. Someone hands him his artwork, and he says, "How long did it take you to do this?" And he said 5 hours. He goes, 5 hours? He said, yeah. He takes a fucking marker and just starts drawing on it, scribbling on it, while looking at the person who did it, just like this. Took you 5 hours, huh? Took you 5 fucking. I mean, I was like, how far is too far as far as being the heel?
Wow,
dude, he's crazy.
It's no wonder WWE has interest in this guy.
And they were just in Long Island last week, and he is a goddamn hero because that's where he's from. So he is a hero. He is like Bret Hart. He's getting cheered in Long Island. He's getting booed everywhere else.
So okay, so
Long Island's just Canada.
He's a Nassau County guy, huh?
Oh yeah.
Or Nassau or
no, he's Nassau.
Is it Nassau? Okay, because the cutoff is.
So it's like he's absolutely ridiculous. I absolutely love watching, and he makes a lot of snarky comments about like WWE things that's going on too. He makes a lot of nasty comments, so he's a fun guy. He's a fun guy to watch, man.
He is. He really is.
I mean, I have to meet him just so I want to get insulted.
I kind of want to now too.
I just want to be insulted by him.
I want to be insulted by him.
It's got to be one of the greatest things ever.
We have to film it.
Next, who's coming to the wrestling store? I was going to tell you about the Godwins. The Godwins are coming.
No.
Yeah.
I love the Godwins.
The Godwins are coming soon.
Real quick, when in your WCW/NWA deep dive that you're doing, you are going to come across. Here we go again, Tim. You're going to come across the Godwins, and they weren't the Godwins. They were Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce.
Okay, well, now I'll know who they were. I never would have picked up on that.
Dude, I saw all these guys before they were in the WWF. All of them.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that the Godwins became like the biker guys, right?
No, they became Southern Justice. They were Jeff Jarrett's bodyguards. The biker guys were the Jacob and Eli Blue, managed by Zebekiah. Yep.
That's right. I knew they were somebody. I'm like,
yep.
Who were they? What was the bikers guys?
Chains and 8 Ball. Oh,
the
DOA. The DOA. Yep.
I had no idea who they were.
Yep. The Harris twins, Ron and Don. I guess they're tough son of a bitches too, from what I hear. From what I hear. I mean, they beat up Shawn Michaels. I mean, who the fuck can't do that? Like Nick and Jax could do that. Either one of them.
All right, that's gonna do it for us.
No offense, Sean, but you're a big pussy.
Yeah, he can be. He can be. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'll never take his back as far as that goes.
I'm gonna quote Shawn Michaels when he's talking to Vince Russo. He said, "I may not be able to kick 99% of the people's ass in the world, but I know I can kick yours."
That's great.
He said that to Vince Russo.
All right, so anybody watching, follow us. We have 2 Facebook pages. Don't ask why. It just happened that way. Just Too Sweet Show, Just Too Sweet Show featuring the Insiders. Follow us on Facebook. Share us out. I'm posting shit in there every day.
All the time.
Every day I'm posting random crap in there.
I even throw a share in once in a while.
It's fun, and a lot of other people actually are sharing on the page, which I really appreciate.
They are, yes.
Follow us on popculturepros.com, Pop Culture Pros on YouTube. Give us a check, and you'll be notified for every single show that comes up. And we have a bunch of shows. Speaking of which, I don't know, everything is out of whack because we've got the hockey playoffs going on. All kinds of stuff going on. So you know what? I'm not even going to tell you when the shows are, except A to Z is definitely Friday.
And I yes, A to Z, and if I may, Tim, I need to make an announcement about the A to Z program on Friday. The A to Z program on Friday, Tim and I are going to, and Tim doesn't even know this. I'm just telling Tim now. And he really doesn't. He's going to be surprised when he hears this. And in commemoration of, actually, I was thinking your hair looked pretty good. In commemoration of episode 51 of the A to Z program, Tim and I, are going to be doing a deep dive on extraterrestrial life.
Nice.
We will be going to Area 51 virtually. We will be going to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. We will be going to Roswell. We are going to be going everywhere, any place. We're going to be going to England, where they had the close encounter of the fourth kind. We're going to be going. Listen, if it had to do with aliens, we're there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go into it. We want you to talk about it. We want you to bring up your alien encounters. Were you abducted? Have you seen an alien? Is your grandmother an alien? Is your girlfriend an alien? Are you an alien? Is your penis an alien? Just let us know. I don't care. We need to know.
If you're an alien, definitely come on the show.
Come on the show if you're an alien.
You won't know nobody.
Listen, Steve Ferracci already said that he's publicly endorsed this show as he believes. Oh, look, there's Steve Ferracci right there. Steve Ferracci believes in aliens, and he wants you, on behalf of us, to join us Friday night at 8:15 to, like I said, we're going right into Area 51 virtually. I'm going to bring it up on Google Earth, number one. Number two, I'm going to show you where it all is. We're going to go to spots, Tim and I, and we're going to go so far up the government's ass that we're going to be able to look out their freaking black shades. That's all I got to say about that.
So, boss, instead of getting fined, we might have the government knocking on the doors.
Yeah,
Pop Culture Pros headquarters.
Boss, I might be bringing the big heat here. Like, we may be famous and infamous all in the same night.
And I'm very excited about this one, Eric, because I love talking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's time. I wanted to wait, Tim, because you and I have both talked about we want to do alien and extraterrestrial life and stuff like that. But I figured episode 51, Area 51. That's what it is.
And it's perfect timing because the government, the Senate, is having their first
debate on
their first extraterrestrial meeting in 50 years. Their first one in 50 years. They're having it now
to discuss the Navy, and everybody is discussing the proof that they have, the men who have seen it. So this is a big deal. So either jump on the UFO now, or go back on fucking the porch and drink tea. I don't care. Do I have to bail you out of bed? Boss, listen, it'll be worth it if you have to. It will be worth it if you have. Lauren will drive you to bail me out. She just told me that she'll drive. She'll help. The proof. Boss, don't even tell me you don't believe in aliens. Don't even tell me you don't. Okay? Because you do. I know you do. Because I exist. That's why you do.
I'm eating my nerds.
Anyway, go ahead, Tim. Like Tim said, that's it. That's the only show we know that's going on.
Yeah, so we got hockey playoffs, Go Rangers. Everything is all screwed up. No. So I don't know when, but if you like baseball, we got two shows for you. Empire 161 with Ed and
Brunhilde is the co-host. Yeah,
Ed and Brunhilde do the Empire 161 show. I don't know when they're going because, like I said, playoffs. If you like the New York Mets, get some help. But if you do, follow the boss, Steve Ferracci, my boy Keith, and Rodriguez as they break down all the Mets stuff. That's called the Put It in the Book show. You will enjoy it. They know what the fuck they're talking about.
That you will, despite being a Mets show, you'll enjoy the banter, but especially between Keith and Rodriguez. They
know
keep
their stuff.
They keep it lively. The boss does very good at moderating.
And that is the flagship show. Remember that.
We have to say that.
We have
We're not paid to say that.
Skyline Reviews, which she might be doing an audio show only this week, but I might make sure you follow Ashley on the Skyline Review show. It's a great show. They all talk about Disney. You love Disney. I love Disney.
I love
They talk
Disney.
about Disney. They break everything down. They're having a lot of fun. I can't wait to get on that show. Actually,
Me either.
I'm dying to get on that show. What else we have? We have Double O. We have Granny's PC. Don't know when they're going. No idea, but we have that. Comic books, comic book movies, TV shows.
Mainly comic book TV shows and movies.
TV shows and movies, yeah.
Yeah, they don't get into, because I offered to, I'm just jumping in here again. I offered to be the comic book aficionado because I've read comic books for 30 years, 40 years. And I am very well schooled from 1959 to the year 2000 in comic books, mainly Marvel, most Marvel and DC, like Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Superman, Batman. Well, if it's in a comic book, I know it. That has no bearing on anything Tim's saying, so go ahead, Tim.
No, it's fine. I'll say comic book movies and TV shows. Do you want to watch Granny's PhD? That's
Which
with
is
Ed.
A great show, by the way.
Yeah, that's with Jason. And I usually pop up on there if I want to bitch about a movie or talk about a movie. And I have a good time on there.
Which then you really got to go because when Tim adds like the cilantro or like the ice.
I'm the fucking cayenne pepper.
He's the cayenne pepper. Or he's the salt around the margarita glass. Come on, it's anything he's in is enhanced.
And from what I understand, you might be making your first appearance on the Double O Deep Dive, which is our James Bond show with Jason. Are you making that first appearance with Octopussy?
As a matter of fact, I am. Octopussy was one of the movies I watched over and over again because it was not only just on HBO. My father, as I've stated, was a giant Bond fan, and I had all the movies growing up. My dad would first tape them off TV, then when like actual videos you could buy came out, he fucking bought them all. He loved James Bond. I grew up loving James Bond. Unfortunately, he passed in the year 2000, so he only got up to, I believe, Timothy Dalton or Pierce Brosnan. He might have gotten one Pierce Brosnan. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I know Connery and Bond, like, inside and out. And I wanted to do Live and Let Die because that's my favorite one. Unfortunately, I had the COVID, and I wasn't doing very well. That particular day, it was one of the rougher days of COVID. But, yeah, I'm going to do Octopussy. I know that I probably could recite the dialogue.
And that's
right
Monday.
out of it.
That's Monday, right?
That's Monday. I will be guest starring on the 007 Deep Dive Monday with Mr. Fishetic and Ginny.
Yes,
Ginny.
And
not related to Mark Harmon.
Nope. And then next week we start all over again. This show will be back 1 week from today with our brand new pay-per-view.
Yes.
Don, what's up, Don? Don is one of our newest
Don Owens.
Our new shows.
How you doing, Don?
We got to get you on our show too to introduce you to the world. Or we'll go on your show, one or the other. We want to hear all about it because we have Double Dribble, basketball show. I mean, they're all getting. We're getting there. We're getting everything now. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Movie shows, everything. We're getting there.
We're becoming legit. We're becoming legit. Don, you're welcome on the A to Z program with Tim and I anytime you want. We need to introduce you to the world. We need to introduce you to the Pop Culture Pros audience. You need to come on. I promise I won't beat on you too bad, and if I don't, Tim will. But
not if you're like aliens. Friday's the day.
Yeah, pop on and talk about aliens. We'll introduce you to whatever. Actually, Tim, Mr. Fishetic is going to make a guest appearance on our program, our fair program on I believe not this Friday, the next.
Nice.
So we got a lot of guests coming up. We got the alien show coming up. Mr. Fishetic, Jason is going to be on. I've got a couple more guests that are going to be on in the month of June. So I got surprises for everybody. I believe Tim is going to eat 12 bars of soap on one of the shows. I'm not sure if he decided on soap or Alka-Seltzer, one of the two, but he's going to do that. So we got A to Z's got a lot going on here.
And one more show to announce because in 12 days, I will turn into a little child girl because Obi-Wan Kenobi will be debuting on Disney Plus. So the Shooting the Sith show will be back, and hopefully it'll be back full time because it's going to be nonstop Star Wars after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be back for that show. So yeah, get ready. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming up.
That's gonna be fun too.
Any final comments before we go?
No, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And thank you, Tim, for choosing Starcade 87. You couldn't have chosen a better pay-per-view not to start with, but to really understand what was NWA / Southern Wrestling and to really see how it paralleled the WWF, the North and the South. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Big difference. But I'm enjoying it. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, and you're like I said, you're gonna see every time, even in the house show episodes or like the worldwide or the Saturday night, you're gonna see the subtle little things. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, that guy was. Wait a minute, that guy was. Hold on, wait a minute, this was.
Yeah,
and you're gonna be like, this is gonna go blow your mind.
Nice. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. He's the bad guy. I'm Big Daddy Cool. And remember one thing: we're better than you, and we know it.